Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Andy, and since the Age of Empires 4 stress test was made available, I thought I'd share some of my thoughts with you guys and talk a bit about how I feel about Age of Empires 4 before release. So I think we all know what Age of Empires is, but if you don't, it's one of the most classic RTS series out there. There's no campaign here, so everything happens on the actual battle maps. As always in the series, we use villagers or workers to cut down trees, sample food, erect our buildings, and travel between ages, from the feudal to the castle and the imperial age. So that's the gist of things, and this is essentially the way it's been with Age of Empires ever since the beginning. While there are campaigns, and Age of Empires 4 will have 4 different ones, everything you do will, again, happen on the localized battle maps. During this test I had a lot of fun playing as the 4 different factions present, which is half of what the game will currently offer at launch. I got to play as the Holy Roman Empire, the Abbasid Caliphate, the Chinese and the English, and I have to admit that I had a lot more fun with the Abbasids and the Chinese actually, mainly because they felt like they played different than the standard factions. The Abbasids have a unique faction building which you'll use to journey through the eras, and I also took a liking to the architecture of the civilization itself, which sports some beautiful buildings. What I loved about the Chinese was their focus on population, allowing you to end up having massive armies because of the village building, which adds a whopping 40 extra to the manpower pool every time. They also have a dynasty mechanic which changes based on the era you're in, and that's pretty cool. When it came to the Holy Roman Empire, I almost felt like they played too traditionally, even though every era allows them to choose between various special buildings that suit your playstyle. For example, the English have some powerful longbowmen, while the Holy Roman Empire have some awesome heavy infantry. I had a lot of fun playing online with others, but it's easy to see that some are absolute veterans while others are total newbies, so there definitely is a lack of balance, which is kinda natural I suppose, but maybe matchmaking will be easier in the final game. I had some intense games where armies would clash over sacred sites, which is a handy way to make intense games, but it can also seem like a cheap way to win a battle if all you do is rush it. Age of Empires is relatively fun for now then, but I have to admit that there's not really that much new here. And also that I'm kind of stumped honestly how little the devs have done to bring fresh ideas to the game. For example, I would have loved having proper army compositions instead of having blobs of armies fight against each other. You know, like they shown in the trailers and stuff? While it is technically possible to achieve some form of order, it's definitely much harder than it looks. And even though you can put your selected soldiers in formation, as far as I know, they're never locked to those formations, making it feel more arcadey than strategic. I also feel like the city immersion is kinda lacking. Not only is the camera fixed to the normal left, right, forward, backward, up and down axis, but I don't even think buildings can be rotated manually. And coupled with the fact that the camera movements are so non-cinematic, Age of Empires feel like it's stuck in its ways, which go 20 years back. It's a shame because the visuals themselves are actually really good. I just wish we could have a flyby camera like the one in the trailers, where everything seems so cinematic and grand, but I guess not. And if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. I would have also have loved it if the game could move away from its color scheme, the way the main player is blue, teammates are yellow, and enemies are red. It makes sense if there are more than one of the same faction I suppose, but it again feels just so old-fashioned and arcadey. It's also extremely fast-paced to get from one age to another, and I wish the game took its time more in that aspect. All in all, after this beta, I have mixed feelings about Age of Empires 4. The concept itself is always fun, and I really liked playing online with other players. On the other side, on the battle side anyway, Age of Empires 4 just seems to do so little to actually reinvent itself that it's honestly really weird. Especially considering the last game came out like 10 years ago. This was of course just a small taste of the Age of Empires 4 experience, and I hope there's a lot more new to see in the full game. If you played the beta, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, I hope you leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!